Before watching the video, if you've not subscribed to BBCi channel, please press the subscription icon and do press the bell icon to keep getting regular updates.
Kanshiram, Kanshiram, Kanshiram.
Jai Kanshiram, Jai Periyar. At present, the whole world is mourning amidst the greatest health crisis mankind has ever witnessed. Amidst all the challenges we are confronting in our lives today, this international online socio-political summit is hosted, and I look at this arrangement as a very big accomplishment of this time. The mere fact that this event is actually happened to show we are all alive in the spirit of Bahujan philosophy and its activism. I congratulate BBCi Media, the organizer of this historic event, and Bahujan Dravida Cultural Sangha, the co-organizer of this important event. At a time when the entire Bahujan community is in a serious state of fear, the BBCi Media has come up with an out-of-box thinking with regard to the socio-political situation of the Bahujan and its crisis. For this, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to BBCi and Bahujan Dravida Cultural Sangha and welcome this International Online Socio-Political Summit 2020. There is a huge interconnection between the title of this conference and the political of the Bahujan Dravida community. If Kanshiramism and Periyarism not revived, they would no growth and protection of the SC, ST, OBCs and religious minority community of this country. It is a good thing to be able to point and reflect over the key points of this summit will bring before you. But don't stop there as if your role is over. In fact, is then that your role actually begins. Each of you should start thinking about ways and means to put this thought into action. My dear Bahujan, that is the biggest challenge we are facing. A tough question has always been bothering our Bahujan Dravida masses. They have been unable to decide the right answer of these all-time tough questions. The question is social action or political action. Which one is the correct course of action? A set of people argue that social activism is more important than the political activism, while another set of people says political activism is more important than a social activism. Now, I do not know which side you argue with. Please understand, which activism you think is more important does not matter as long as you are not doing anything other than debating. The question, which activism is more important, would matter only if you are justifying your standpoint with your acts. Facing and surveying a problem is different from fighting and finishing up problems. Once again, I want to repeat this one to you because you have to remind it. Facing and surveying problem is different from fighting and finishing up problems. Social organization is important to address a problem as and when they keep popping up. But if you want your problems to end, then the problems proven resort to political movement. The question is, do you want to fight so you can keep living through problems, or you want to fight so you can put a full stop to problems? Obviously, every one of us wants to end the age-old problems they are still following us like a devils, and for what we must fight with both our feet on our political ground. The majority of our Ambedkarists are carelessly and maliciously trained in social organization in the name of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and now they are completely absorbed on it. When they are not only justifying their activism, but they are forcefully imposing their beliefs on others too, without any awareness that it is destructive to the real spirit of Ambedkar mission. They continue to do this. This is because they do not properly learn a history beginning from Lord Macaulay to Manyawar Kanshiram. This is why Manyawar Kanshiram ji divides Ambedkar into 4 categories. If you honestly introspect, you will recognize which among us these 4 types you are. Let us know who these 4 types of Ambedkarists are. Bastard Ambedkarist, Harijan Ambedkarist, half-hearted Ambedkarist, and gullible Ambedkarist. The first type of Ambedkarists are the one who were present in the meeting held by Baba Saheb Ambedkar himself, but are now acting as stooges of Manuvadi's party like Congress, BJP. Manyawar Kanshiram described these people as a bastard Ambedkarist. The second type of Ambedkarists are those people who are slumbering and slogging hard to get their name in the good books of Manuvadi parties like Congress and BJP and its Manuvadi's leaders. Manyawar Kanshiram used the name Harijan Ambedkarist. The third type of Ambedkarists are half-hearted Ambedkarists. This type of people know the great deal about Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and they have the desire to do something for the community to which they belong. But they simply cannot trust anyone other than themselves. Why these people cannot lead the community towards a big political change is not too difficult to understand. Manyawar Kanshiram believed that this type of people could potentially bring a socio-economic transformation in the community. Manyawar Kanshiram ji achieved expected success from this group of Ambedkarists in the area of socio-economic transformation. The fourth type of Ambedkarists are referred to as a gullible Ambedkarist. Unfortunate, this the group to which the masses belong. They follow the path of anyone who comes along and takes them. The lieutenant of Ambedkar failed in taking their mission ahead because of the difficulty involved in revealing on these people. During Manyawar Kanshiram ji's lifetime, the first 2 types of Ambedkarists had not joined a mainstream politics because Ambedkars are laying now. Nobody knew who these people were and where these people were. But after the death of Manyawar Kanshiram ji, these 2 types of Ambedkars have started growing rapidly. If these Ambedkarists are allowed to grow, they will become a big hurdle to growth of the Bahujan Dravida masses. Lakhs of Ambedkarists from the third categories who were trained by Manyawar Kanshiram ji are still living today. These people are frustrated and depressed by the raising of Brahmins' domination in the Kanshiram movement. That's why they are quiet and are not doing any work. The silence of these people has caused two huge damages. One, a Manyawar and a Manyawadi stooges are using this silent space as their opportunity ground and are pushing their personal agenda freely inside a community without any fear. Second one is feeling of inferiority within the Bahujan community, Dravida community, has begun to raise, and they are becoming a further weak and gullible. Actually, I want to remind this one because the second one is the feeling of inferiority within the Bahujan Dravidian community has begun to rise, and they are becoming further weak and gullible. The cadre who were created by Manyawar Kanshiram must come to mainstream Bahujan politics to lead the Bahujan Dravida community. Only if these people step into the political ground, we can finish the toxic work of the first two types of Ambedkarists. Through this summit, I request the Lieutenant of Manyawar Kanshiram to come openly to work for the Bahujan Dravida Samaj. Then only we can revive the movement of Kanshiramji. Why I am calling you is because Kanshiramists are more shrewd than Ambedkarists. You have to keep in mind that. Why I am calling you? Because Kanshiramists are more shrewd than Ambedkarists. The reason for their shrewdness is the political knowledge they have. Only those who are interested in politics can care about the Bahujan masses and protect the Bahujan masses. The politically intelligent people can make a sense of what is going on around them. Consequently, they can raise awareness among a people whenever there is an impending danger. The politics of Manyawar is the age-old divide and rule politics where people are made to split into many groups. But Bahujan politics is the politics of welding and uniting the spirit of people into one family. Political action can be used to break a community and also weld the broken community. The question here is, which politics do you stand for? The politics of breaking people or the politics of welding the broken people? Unlike other countries, in India we cannot emancipate the Bahujan Dravida masses with imported political philosophies. There is a huge difference between the slave history of other countries and the history of untouchable in this country. The slaves in other countries are not led by a philosophy of Brahmanism. You have to understand that. The slaves in other countries are not led by the philosophy of Brahmanism, and that is why the slaves are quickly become self-sufficient in the terms of educational, economic and politics. But in case of India, the dominance of Brahmanism and the leading of the Bahujan Dravida Samaj by Brahmanism has been going on for the last 2000 years. That's why the Bahujan Dravida are educationally, economically, politically in deprived position forever. To put an end to this anti-people political philosophy, Manyawar Kanshiram has begun the socio-political philosophy of Bahujan to help them liberate from the age-old slavery. In many countries, social and economic change have taken place with the support of selfless and honest individuals. But if it had not been for Manyawar Kanshiram's work, Ambedkarism would never have reached the common people of India as it has today. A people who enjoy the benefit of the reservation that Babasaheb Ambedkar fought and gave them were ashamed to reveal their identity. After the political upheaval of Manyawar Kanshiram, they openly forward to expose their identity. The intellectuals, the writers and poets started to approach a people and began a collecting instead of collecting books. Thus, a massive change happened in the Bahujan Dravida Samaj. During the period of Manyawar Kanshiram, Bahujan Dravida Samaj was riding itself of the dark age heading towards the bright age. But now, Kanshiramism is moving towards darkness. And the consequent effort of this is Bahujan Samaj is always getting immersed into darkness. The Bahujan Dravida Party leaders and cadres are working across the country to put an end of this darkness. Dear Bahujan Dravida Samaj, what I ask from you is, you know Guru Govind Singh. Guru Govind Singh introduced Panch Pyar to defend the philosophy of Sikhism. Similarly, we need to create a dedicated and sacrificing cadres to protect Kanshiramism. This is a great need for political awareness among the Bahujan Dravida masses in all parts of country. More than 1,000 full-time Bahujan Dravidan missionaries are needed to carry out the much needed awareness program, just like a awakening squad. Therefore, I invite the cadres who received a political training from Manyawar Kanshiram ji to come and act as a leader in your area in order to create a leader among the younger generation to protect Kanshiramism. I am inviting those who got a training from Manyawar Kanshiram ji. You have to come to the society to create a leader among the younger generation to protect Kanshiramism. If you want to end the game of the stooges, the Kanshiramists have to start their political activism intensively because they are the only people who have the required guts to destroy the stooges and Manuvadi politics. So I appeal to the Kanshiramists to come to the street to defend the Bahujan Dravida masses. If you want to create the casteless society, Bahujan Dravida community should come to power. If the Bahujan Dravida community want to capture power, you and I have the responsibility to reviving the Manyawar Kanshiramji's movement and Periyar's movement. Only then we can capture the power in India. I invite you to step into the battlefield of democracy to accomplish the goal of Kanshiram. So you take my word as wake-up call to alert yourself. That is the only solution we have before us to bring back the golden period of Ashoka the Great in India. In this, I conclude my speech. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat, Jai Kanshiram, Jai Periyar.